at QBO Gym, and this is where we have numerous hands-on exercises that simulate real-life scenarios that you may encounter as a bookkeeper. Each month covers a variety of new topics and scenarios, and to make it a little bit easier for you, we break it down into 4 different sections. So if you are looking to work on your bookkeeping skills, this is the place for you. And if you want to do an entire month's worth of these all on your own, be sure to join our free 5-day bookkeeping challenge. All you need to do is click on the link in the description. So let's get into today's exercise, which is coming from our September Year 1 warm-ups section. At the top here is an animated video to give you an understanding of what you, the bookkeeper, will be doing for your client Craig this month. Below that is an interactive pre-assessment quiz that relates to the video up above. Below that are the exercises in this section. And at the bottom here is an optional area where after you have gone through all of the exercises and completed them in this section, you will unlock some sample marketing posts that you can use on your LinkedIn to share with everyone what you have learned so far. So let's dive into today's exercise where we are going to practice adding a vendor credit. Go ahead and click on that link to have the exercise come up. I have it over here on the right side of my screen, so let's read through the scenario. Craig was thrilled to receive a special $500 coupon in the mail from Lee Advertising for website design. He needs a website. He contracted with Lee Advertising for a new website and was billed $2,500 for the new design. So here's how we're going to record these transactions. You will need to be in the same session of the sample company that you did the 2 previous exercises in. If you have not completed those yet, go ahead and click on the link on the top right corner of your screen. That'll take you to the first one, complete that one and the one after it, and then come back to this one. They all build on each other, so it's really important to start with that first one. So I have the sample company here on the left side of my screen. This is the last page that I left off of from the previous exercise. And just as a note here, there are 8 exercises that you should do in the same session of the sample company. So just keep that in mind as you are working through this. But let's go ahead and get started with this one. First, we are going to start with the coupon. So we're going to click on the plus new button and then select vendor credit. So the plus new button is on the top left corner of the screen. Click on that. And then under vendors, you want to select vendor credit. Once it pulls up, we're going to, in the vendor field, select Lee Advertising. So click the down arrow. You can scroll or type their name. Once you find it, go ahead and click on it. In the category field, we're going to select advertising. The correct category to use is the same account you will use for the web design expense. So that's why we're using this one. So click into that, and advertising happens to be the first one on the list. Click on that. In the description field, let's give more information about what this is for and type coupon for website design. So click into that box and go ahead and type that. So coupon for website design. The amount for that coupon was $500. So go ahead and enter that in the amount field. And then we're going to go ahead and save and close this vendor credit transaction. That is on the bottom right corner. It is that green button. Go ahead and click on that. And that vendor credit has now been saved. Now that the credit has been recorded, we're going to enter the bill for website design services. So we're going to click on the plus new button and then select bill. So the plus new button, once again, under vendors, select bill. When it comes up in the vendor field, we're going to select Lee Advertising once again. So click the down arrow, scroll, or type in their name. Once you find it, go ahead and click on it. In the category field, we're going to select advertising. So go ahead and click into that category field. It is the first one that is listed there. And then in the description field, let's go ahead and give this more information about what it is for. Click into that description field and then type new website design. And remember from the scenario, it was for $2,500. So click into the amount field and type $2,500. We're going to save and close, but before I do, as I mentioned here, we're leaving this bill date here as is. It's just going to default to today. In a real life scenario, you want to make sure that the bill date is matching what is actually on the bill that you are receiving for your client. Just make sure that it is matching. Dates are super important as you are doing bookkeeping. So let's go ahead and close out of this. We're going to click on Save and Close by clicking on the down arrow here and then select Save and Close. And now that bill has been entered here, that transaction has been entered. But finally, we need to pay the bill for the new website design and use that $500 coupon to get the discount. So we're going to click on the plus new button and then click on Pay Bills. So click that plus new button and then under vendors, select Pay Bills. In the payment account field, we're going to select MasterCard. We'll say that that's how much what he used, to make the payment. So click the down arrow, select MasterCard. Once again, this payment date is going to default to today. Please just leave it as is for the purpose of this exercise, but make sure that you make that this matches the date of the payment actually being made in a real life scenario. So super important to have your dates properly matching. We're going to click on the checkbox next to Lee Advertising. So go ahead and click on that right there. You may need to refresh your browser for the $500 credit to apply automatically. I did not. As soon as I clicked on that box, this credit applied. Turned into that $500, and that's because we created that vendor credit first, and so QBO is automatically going to apply this for us. We want that application to we want that $500 credit to in fact apply, so we're going to leave everything here as is. The total that he made that payment was $2,000, so let's go ahead and click on Save and Close. Click that down arrow and then select Save and Close. And now it is showing that we have paid that bill. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the vendor account to double check that the credit was in fact applied. Even though we saw it there on that pay bill transaction, let's just go ahead and double check our work. So from the left navigation bar, we're going to hover over expenses and then select vendors. So the left navigation bar is over here on this black bar. We're going to hover over expenses and then select vendors. And then we're going to scroll down until we find Lee Advertising. And here is Lee Advertising. Once you find it, go ahead and click on their name and you will see all of their information appear for us. I'm going to collapse this bar on the left-hand side just so I can see more of my screen. Feel free to leave yours open or you can collapse it as well. If you happen to get any pop-ups like this, just go ahead and click out of them. Now let's review each of the transactions that we just completed. The coupon was for $500, that vendor credit. There was a $2,500 bill, which is showing right here. And then the credit card payment of $2,000, which is showing right here, that bill payment of a credit from the credit card for $2,000. They're each recorded in the vendor account, and so the balance is now showing as 0. So you recorded everything properly. That is how you would add a vendor credit. Now, if you like this exercise and you'd like to do more like it, be sure to join our free 5-day bookkeeping challenge. All you need to do is click on the link in the description. We're going to continue on, and if you want to join, be sure to leave this session of the sample company open, as you will need it for the next exercise in the warm-up section, where we practice recording expenses. And I will see you in the next video.